Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online. This is Gnarlo here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlo. Good boy. When last we left off, we were with him just inside Nothgar, in fact. Broin was in there, Bori is in there, who we had just aided in rescuing from the from the dungeons of Dol Guldur. And we were given a mission to head out. We were going to see if we could not get into to the heart of Dol Guldur here, through the secret ways that Gandalf must have used. They talked about how Gandalf must have had a secret way into the fortress there, and the elf who's within, whose name I cannot remember at the moment. Bori has mentioned, Gandalf mentioned long ago of a secret way into the foundations. And we went and we talked to Sigilith. There we go. I knew it was one of the members of the hidden guard. Sigilith, the elf warrior woman who carries the two knives, the two blades that she fights with double-handed. She talks about how she remembered hearing those stories in her youth as well. Or, sorry, not in her youth, but years ago. And that she had known that Radir, the elf who had originally planned, if y'all remember Radir was the one that came up with the plan of the paths that he would lead us through Mirkwood. And he was the first one of the hidden guard to die. He was the one that was found dead here in the Drownholt when we were going through that part, and which led to our adventures through the Scuttledales and through Tar Morvich and everything to try and get over here to Dol Guldur, where we could then rescue Bori from the hands of the enemy over here. But Radir accompanied Gandalf on that mission and found a secret way into Dol Guldur. And that we are told that this secret way is probably located either here in Gathburs or down here in the Ashen Slades. And I am actually going to lay my money on the Ashen Slades. I seem to remember there being a way in over there. As you see, we've got all these little areas here, all these little gateway areas. I remember there being something over this way, some kind of a cave or something that we went into. And in fact, I believe we may have passed it along the way. So we're going to try this side first and see what we can find down there. So let us go back. I am going to travel right over here to where our stable master is. And we are going to catch a ride from here down to the one at the Ashen Slades, which is Helithir. This is the farthest camp. There we go, Helithir. That's the farthest camp down into the Ashen Slades, and over on that side of Dol Guldur that the Golden Host here has set up. So we are going to ride on down there, and when we arrive down at that camp, we will be rejoining you again. We have just arrived down here. Here's Merkavez, the stable master here at the encampment. If y'all remember, this is where we traveled on down. There's a winding road down here below us that travels further and further and further down into the depths of the Ashen Slades here. Let's see what time of night it is. It is the foredawn, so daytime will be coming soon. You see the sky is starting to pinken around the edges there. I'm going to run up the hill here, visit the vendors right quick here at the encampment. And once we get that done, we will be leaving Helithir, and we will travel further down into the reaches of the Ashen Slades, looking for a hidden path, a hidden cave that will allow us to travel into the depths of Dol Guldur unopposed, on in the footsteps of Gandalf the Grey. And we will see you when we get that accomplished. All right, we are back. We have finished our little shopping expedition up there at the healer. We've returned down here to where the stable master is, and we're going to start out. As you can see, I've discovered how to turn my Alt 10 turns my personal light on and off again. I am not sure why it ever stopped working, but apparently it has started working again. Everything about this game, everything about all the games I play is just irritating at times. I mean, the various intricacies and problems with things working for a while and then not working and then not and then working again. If y'all remember recently, we had all this trouble with I haven't been able to get my personal light here to work in the game. The last few episodes, you'll notice that they've been kind of dark around where I've been exploring because this little glow of light around my feet wouldn't turn on and off, and I've been trying all the different key commands I could think of. I was trying some other looking some other programs. I recently reinstalled the whole NVIDIA game experience program because of it being updated to a new version, and I was thinking that was it because it's got the NVIDIA Play System. Yeah, we're still grabbing Ilex branches and stuff. In fact, let's take a quick look. Forester. We're working on Supreme, which I think is Ilex branches, is it not? Ilex boards, yep, and brushed magnificent leathers. And Prospector should still be working in probably Kazad Skarn. All right, and we actually haven't gotten very far into that at all. So we'll need to be collecting all the Skarn and Ilex boards we can come across. Ilex branches. But yes, continuing on, the NVIDIA Experience, they have what they call, what is it, Shadow Play. I think that's the name of their particular recording program. Is they will allow you to they have a built-in recording program called Shadow Play. And I said I haven't ever used it. I don't know how good or not good it is. Okay, let's grab that. All right, so apparently we've got both. Yep, there's the Kazad Skarn down here, and apparently we've got branches down here in this area as well. Because we didn't add anything to the top there. Very good. I figured we were still carrying loads of the stuff. I've never actually used the... oh, there we go. I knew we'd get a little too close to him. Let's fight a skeleton. Let's do a Jason and the Argonauts here, why don't we? And have a toast to the great late Ray Harryhausen while we're at it. All right, down he goes. Very good. Now let's get back into our sneak. Yeah, I haven't actually used Shadow Play. I might actually need to try it out sometime. Of course, I've never used the built-in gaming recorder that Windows has either. I've never actually used it for anything, so I have no idea how well it works or whether it's appropriate or how hard, what kind of file sizes and all the other important questions it does. I know a lot of people that still use Fraps. Fraps is a great program, and it is, as they say, lossless and all that. You get, that's one of the reasons why the files are so gigantic in Fraps, is because it records everything that's on the screen, doesn't have any loss of quality whatsoever. But it's also an old program. It doesn't get updated. There are a lot of games, especially older games, that it just does not work with anymore. You'll recognize this area here now, Barad Angol, which is the area where we came, and we're getting into the area we fought against. Oh, there's that campfire with those two. It's the area where we fought against the scholars and the evil spirits. Remember, we were sent down to fight against the scholars and the evil spirits down in this area. Fell spirits. That was the one that I'm looking for. And we were supposed to get the books of sorcery from all the students that hang out down in these parts. Now, like I said, I think we should be getting close. Ravagers and stuff all along here. We should be getting close to some kind of cave or something. That I do remember seeing the caves before. I'm going to wander over this way for a second just to see what's over here. It's probably with a waterfall where that black foul substance is coming from, Dol Guldur itself. Yep, there it is. You can see the inky, oily mess falling down into the polluted river down below. So we will skip back. But yeah, I've never used the Windows recorder. I've never used Shadow Play, so those are two that I've not used before. I was a fan of Fraps for a very long time until Fraps started getting problems with Fraps not being able to record the programs, not working in the programs I wanted to work it in. And I've heard people having trouble with that. One guy was having a big issue with that with European Truck Sim, I think, where there was something about whatever was going on. He wasn't able to record ETS2. And he had switched to using Action, which is what I use, the Marillis Action program, which I really, really like. It doesn't have, I mean, it isn't lossless. It doesn't do the lossless recording that Fraps does. It does have a codec so that the files are smaller, but honestly, I haven't been able to tell that huge of a difference. I mean, the difference in it is minimal, very minimal, especially for the file sizes that you get. If this was my job, and I was, if I was like Total Biscuit or Squirrel or Jeff Favignano, the any of the people, the Channel Awesome people, the folks, Code Zero, PewDiePie, if I was any of the people who make a living from this, or heck, even made money from this, I would probably do what they do and get the recording machine, the pass-through thing, the H264 pass-through recording device, where you pass it through it and it sends one signal to your monitor and sends another signal off to a hard drive so that you're recording the raw feed coming right through the hard drive. Yeah, this is where we were fighting all those things that time. I'm wanting to say there should be a cave or something over here. But, Sam loves Frodo, carved inside the tree. Interesting. But yeah. Here we go. See, Sad Guldur. Did we go in here? Oh, Lord, I can't even remember if we ever went into this place now. I knew it was somewhere down here that we had this, cave portal thing. Let's see, can we get in that? We can.
Dimly remembered stories from his childhood, oft repeated in the darkness of his cell, have struck the spark of memory in Bori the dwarf. He is certain the passage you discovered is the same used by Mithrandir long ago to enter Dol Guldur in secret.
Oh, wow. Clear Thuraman, the cavern beneath the foundations of Dol Guldur of foes. How is he certain of that when we haven't came back to tell him about this? All we've done is discover the passage. I was just going to see if we could enter this cave, or if it would get. You have found I was thoroughly expecting you have found the cave used by Mithrandir. Return now to Bori and tell him of your success. Let's see what we have here. Is there anything that changed? Clear Thurman, the cavern beneath the foundations of Dol Guldur of foes. You have found a cavern beneath Dol Guldur, and must clear the foes if it is to be used by the Golden Host. Could this be the same passage Gandalf used to infiltrate the fastness of the Necromancer long ago? All right. Well, there you go. We were a lot more successful in this particular instance fight than I thought we were going to be. Now, look at all this glowing stuff. I am wondering, are we going to come across like glowworms and stuff? Is this the one that I'm thinking of? Because, and just like the movies, there's one of the tropes, about one of the tropes about fantasy movies or adventure movies, and all that. As it is, one of the tropes is clearly illustrated here. People find this abandoned dungeon, and they travel into it, and you have to ask, who keeps lighting all the torches? Who keeps bringing in all the oil for the braziers? Who keeps going outside and cutting wood for all these torches? Who keeps these hundreds of year old traps still working? Oiled up and unrusted and still functional. All right. You have to ask that, Maybe this one isn't quite as abandoned, perhaps. So maybe that helps to explain why there's still bonfires about. Whoa. Yeah. Why do I get a real bad feeling about that right there? I don't think I'm going to approach that right yet. Why don't we go straight? Okay. And this, if we can... Yeah, we can't go any further that way either. So, looks like straight it is. Outcast Morvule. Okay, so the Morvule have lived in this caves. Only seems appropriate for ancient evil to be here. Alright, let's go with... They're both level 65. I am going to puzzle that one, get him out of the fight. That's right. We got the advanced puzzle now that does not break stealth. I had forgotten about that. Wonderful. That is very good. Alright, and now we will stab this guy. That was one thing that whenever I went on my recent upgrading, when I actually spent all those points, hazy images of the past unfold before you. Okay, here we go. We have arrived, my friend, but now that we are here, I wish we were not. Ooh. I did not conceal the danger from you, Radir. Did you believe this journey to the fortress of the Necromancer would be easy? I would have sought another guide had I known this to be true. It was spoken in jest, Mithrandir. Well, mostly in jest. In truth, who could wish to be in this forsaken place? It was well spoken, Radir, but there are things that need finding out. Then I hope we will find them out and emerge from these caverns the better for it. All right. Two of our dead friends going on here. Or at least we believe them to be dead. We know Radir is dead, because we have seen... Let's enjoy the architecture and all for a moment while we're looking around. Because we've seen him die. Nice how you see all the stonework here. I wonder how much of this... See, this right here, look at the stuff. This is definitely not evil-type foundations right here. If y'all remember, Dol Guldur was once a tower of the elves. It was known as Amon Lank, the Bald Hill, and it was the fortress of Orifer, who was the king of the Mirkwood elves at that time. And he went off with the then king of Lorien to go fight in the battle before the gates of Barad-dûr, where Sargon was thrown down. And he was killed, and the king of Lorien was killed. And he was also the grandfather of Legolas, the father of Thranduil. And that's when Thranduil and Legolas went to the north and founded the halls of the Elven King there. And as you can see here with the foundations that have been buried in all the rocks and the trees and everything that we're sneaking in, this is definitely elven. It's definitely elven type carvings and all here. So once again, part of playing this game and paying attention to the architecture like this is to find the little bits and pieces that give you the histories and things, and allow you to see the things, how much detail they put in. Like, for instance, the elven carvings and stuff here in the foundations of Dol Guldur, because it was once an elven fortress before the necromancer took over. It's stuff like that that I just adore about this game, that I love about this stuff. All right, now I remember that the big shadowy curtains there, the smoke curtains, are things we can't pass through until we've gone into the places that it wants us to and seen the shadows from the past. You'll remember something like this when we were doing Amarthiel, and the story of Amarthiel and the shadows of Angmar in the first volume. Remember whenever we came across the ghosts of memory, the memories down in Delisad, the name of the old elven fortress that Laerdan was keeping his daughter in. I do believe it is. I think it was Delisad. And there behind us, as you can see, that's another. Look at the elven fluting on that carving there, on those pillars there. Okay. Let us see if we can get past these two whites. I think I'm going to puzzle you. And then we will go and fight you. But as I was saying, yes, I had recently spent the points that I should have spent a long time ago on my legendary items here. And because of that, I put a bunch of points into increasing the damage that I do from like positional damage. Boosted the percentage of positional damage I do, and boosted the percentage of sneak damage that I do. So that should help out a good deal in some of these fights also. Hazy images of the past unfold before you again. Hold a minute, Radir. We have done well to come this far, but I must go the rest of the way alone. But why have I not proven myself a staunch companion? I cannot let you face the necromancer on your own. My dear Radir, did you think I questioned your bravery earlier? I did not. I do not yet know what this necromancer is, but I have my suspicions. If any of them be true, even Gandalf the Grey would be a fool to face him in his fortress. But how can that be? How can the necromancer wield such power? I go to find out. Stay here, my friend. I will have need of you on my return. As I was saying before, you have the fact that we know Radir's dead. He got killed during the passing of the Drownholt. Come over here and get this corner. He was killed during the passage of the Drownholt. And of course we believe Gandalf to be dead because of his falling in Moria. At this point, Galadriel and all the rest, Galadriel has sent out her. Can we get through here, or is this another smoky area? Yep, this is another smoke-filled area. We can't follow up there on his trail quite yet. So we've got a choice. Which way are we going to go? To the right or straight ahead? Let us go to the right first. And then we'll travel through the cave that seems to go in the same direction that Gandalf traveled. What is this? Horrible? Still got some kind of disease or something on me. But yeah, as I said, we did this whenever Amarthiel was being held prisoner by her father in the elf ruins when he was still trying to turn her back into Narmaleth. We saw this. We would go into places in Delisad, and the history would unfold in front of us there. Is that just him? It's just him. Alrighty. Stun us, but we can turn the tables on you there. Although turn the tables is actually a guardian skill, I believe, not a burglar skill. Which is this one called? This is called fine footing. That's where you dispel the effects of the stun that something puts on you. In the version that the Guardians have, you not only become unstunned, but you have a very good chance of stunning the creature that stunned you. Alright, here we go. Hazy images again. Apparently they went here first. I have never been to a place like this. Already its presence corrupts the woods around. That is the way of such evil. If it is not checked, it will spread outward in all directions, corrupting good lands and people. I will stand against the evil. I am not afraid. Alright, so apparently they went this way first. I suppose looking for their way in. They had to find it as well. Or perhaps they were doing what we're doing. They were just searching out all the little nooks and crannies, making sure they didn't miss anything, and probably filling their map in as well. All good explorers know how important it is to get all the corners of your map filled in so you don't miss anything. Okay, well, we were actually able to clear that bit of rock, weren't we? Okay, back out. Let's go back into sneak mode again. Now, we're still not going to be able to climb the steps that Gandalf climbed, so let us go through this other cave over here, which should, once we see the adventure it has in store for us, the memory it has in store, we should be able to climb up those steps again then. This might be a longer episode because I am not going to cut it. Something like this, combat and that sort of thing, sure, we'll cut it. But adventuring where we're seeing, story unfold, I just don't think we need to make it go over. Worry about whether it goes over some arbitrary time of, the 20-minute limit that I try to, well, actually 30-minute limit that I try to keep these to. If it goes an hour, we'll cut it. But if it's only goes, a few minutes over, if it's within 45 minutes, we won't worry about it. Now, let's take these out. Shouldn't be too bad fighting a couple of them. No issues whatsoever. Don't know if I'd want to take on 3 light blues, but still. Just because I'm not quite certain how things are around here. I have fought, a number of enemies before here in Mirkwood. They do seem sometimes to be a little bit tougher than what we'd seen before. But I don't think these are going to fall into that category. And here while we rest up, I bet we get to see another hazy image of the past. Yep, there we go. There is something different about the foes we have faced in this cavern. I cannot quite decide what it might be. It is my guess that they are outcasts. No, do not look surprised. They are still our enemies. These are they for whom the necromancer has little use for whatever reason. And so it is they who collect in the detritus between his... And so it is they collect in the detritus beneath his fortress, beneath his notice. It is my hope we will be the same. Blah, 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 blah. Need to put my polygrip back on. I think my dentures are slipping. All right, nothing further over that way, so let's travel back out. And I'll bet we'll be able to go up those stairs now. What do you want to believe? Yep, the smoke cleared? I think the smoke has cleared. Or has it? No. Is there another passage that we need to travel down? We're still clearing. Ah, there we go. We didn't see this one over here, did we? Yeah, we had yet another cave off to the side. I wonder if we'll go up there or if we'll come back out to see a thing of Gandalf fleeing down those steps and telling Radir to follow him, that the ruler of Dol Guldur is a foe too powerful for them. All right, Forgotten Shades. Interesting that the people here, that the beast here, could be outcasts who are beneath Sauron's notice. He has no use for them. And therefore they're here. They weren't put here as guards for him. They're simply here as... this is their new home. It's like the sewer folk in some of the adventures, some of the various adventures where you have the people who live in the sewers to get away from the persecution they have up, whether it be persecution by the forces of good or the persecution by the forces of evil. Or simply people who've had enough of it and decided to live the way they want to live. More images of the past. If the necromancer is so powerful, how can he not know we are here? It is true that, were he looking for them, there are signs that might reveal us to him. As long as I refrain from any display of power, he should not be aware of our presence. His own wicked sorcery served to hide us from him like a whisper in a crowded room. Then may the room remain crowded and the whisper silent. Always goes back. There's always some excuse that the major DPS of the party has for why he can't use his abilities, isn't it? Oh, I can't do anything useful for the group because if I did, Sauron, the necromancer, would know we're here. So, whoops, there we go again. So, we're just going to have to rely on all you hobbit folk to go forth and do all the fighting for us. Let's see, a Thurman White. I think I went to school with Thurman White. Maybe it was Thurman Brown that I went to school with. Anyway, let's stab the guy in the back. Hazy images of the past unfold before you again. I told you, here we go. Mithrandir, where are you? Something is wrong. Why has he been gone so long? Should I go up after him? He told me not to do so, but... Yep, here he comes fleeing down the stairs. Mithrandir, what happened to your staff? I had to leave it behind. There is little time. What happened up there, Mithrandir? Thrain is dead. He did not know his name at the end, but it can only have been he. The Dwarf King, last of the seven, the Dwarf Ring, last of the seven, had been taken from him. There are shouts up above. We have to leave, Mithrandir. Listen to me, Radir. The necromancer is Sauron. He has returned. Whoa. So we got proceed further into Thuramin, clearing it of foes. All right, so I guess we have to continue on up. Let's see what or if there are any more episodes in the story to let us know what Gandalf found up here. All right, more Outcast Morval. Let's take them on. We will riddle the first one, of course. Oh, that one's already turned around the other way for us. Isn't that nice? And let's stab him in the butt. Down this pair will go, and then we'll see whether this door here opens up and allows us entry to within. Now, can we get around behind? Ah! I wonder if there is some effect that it put on us. Yeah, it looks like they have a glowing effect around them, so that may be it. I was trying to get around and stab them from the rear, but I think the same thing got us that got us on the first one. You hear footsteps behind you, and some familiar faces arrive. Oh, wow. Sigileth and Broin. I can hardly believe it, but this passage is exactly what we need in order to launch our final assault upon Dol Guldur. We will surprise them from below, and be within the walls of the fortress before our foes know they are under attack. We will return here with a sizable company and launch our final assault. I need to grab this, and I will be right back. Completed the instance, the memories of Mithrandir. Are you ready to leave? We will return to Thanglehad and make ready for the final battle. The secret way into the fortress gives me hope. Our victory is all but assured. Let us travel now. All right, phone call with the wife out of the way. So let us finish up by talking to Ninglaril here.
Both Radir and Mithrandir have aided us, even in death.
All right. You have done it, Gnarlo. The secret way into the foundations of Dol Guldur is just what the Golden Host needs to take this fortress by surprise. Both Radir and Mithrandir have aided us, even in death. She looks just like a girl I dated once named Sarah. The face is identical. Just give her black hair with that kind of page boy. Give her black hair instead of blonde, and she looks just like Sarah from the horse farm. Amazing. It's spooky every time I talk to her.
The last assault on Dol Guldur is upon us.
Chapter 18, The Battle in the Tower. All right, so we are getting to the last part. We are going to finish up Mirkwood this week. Won't be today, won't be tomorrow, because I'm back at work the next 2 nights. But after that, I got Thursday and Friday and the weekend off. I'll be occupied because my wife is having her gallbladder out. But I will have, I'm sure, plenty of time while she is doped up and asleep. So we will see about finishing up Mirkwood. Let's see, Chapter 18, The Battle in the Tower. The last assault upon Dol Guldur is upon us, Gnarlo. We will strike against the stronghold of the Nazgul in Mirkwood, and may the very foundations of the tower shake with the drums of battle. Goldignir has drawn up a plan for the assault. Speak with him to learn of your part in it and that of your allies. All right, so from here we are going to travel over, speak to Goldignir, as it is now turned daylight out here. And in the meantime, we are going to call that an episode. So that worked out pretty well, actually. Worked out pretty well indeed. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed our little adventure in the basements and the battlements of Dol Guldur. I had forgotten about the fun we have going down there like that, and the little memory clips of Mithrandir's trip into the fortress of the Necromancer. That was fun to come across there. It really was. So we'll see you next time. Thank y'all again for coming along. Like I said, I won't be. It's going to be interesting. I won't be on for the next 2 days because of work and all. But after that, I will be stuck at home for about 4 or 5 days, taking care of my wife, tending to her needs, and in the meantime, not being able to do much other than get on the computer and play games. So we will see you then. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for coming along, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.